Good morning to all. I am Maheswari, working as an assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in PSNA College of Engineering and Technology in Tindikal. Today we are going to see about software testing. Before see the software testing, we must what is testing? Testing is nothing but verification and validation. In our daily life, whichever product we buy, we ensure whether it is working condition or not. We ensure whether it is flexible or not. These are all conditions satisfied means we buy it. Otherwise, we won't buy it. This is how the testing is very important. Next, we are going to see about software testing. Software testing is the process of evaluating and verifying your software application or system meets specified requirements. It involves detecting defects, ensuring the software is bug free and validating that it's performed as expected results. Next, then why do we test software? The testing is important since it discovers defects, bugs from before the delivery to the client, which guarantees the quality of the software. It makes the software more reliable and easy to use. Thoroughly tested softwares ensure reliable and high performance operations. For example, look at this picture. Assume you are using net banking application to transfer the amount to your friend's account. So you initiate the transaction and get transaction success message. And likewise, your friends confirms that hasn't received any amount yet. Likewise, your account also not reverse transactions. Now the question arises, it will happen because of improper testing. That's why the testing is very important. The thoroughly tested software ensure reliable and high performance operations. Before the releasing the software, we must ensure whether working condition and requirement satisfied. These are all conditions satisfied only we release the software. Otherwise, we won't release. Next, we are going to see about levels of testings. The 4 levels of testings. The first one is unit testings. The second one is integration testing. The third one is system testing. The fourth one is acceptance testings. Look at this picture. Unit testing is a test the individual components. Integration testing is the test integrated components. System testing is test the entire systems. The acceptance testing is the test the final systems. Next slide we see the deeply. The first one is unit testing. The unit testing is the software testing technique where individual components of your software are tested in isolation to ensure that they work correctly. For example, a unit can be a function, a method, a class or a small module. Look at this picture. This is the Amazon login page. Enter the email ID or mobile phone numbers. Then second password and login page. This is a single module. This is login module. This is we will say the module or classes. This is a we say classes or modules. Next, who performs unit testing? The mostly we use in the developers test the unit testings. Some if any needed means sometimes testers will test the unit testing. Next we are going to see about integration testing. Integration testing is a software testing techniques. It levels where 2 or more modules are combined and tested as group to check whether modules integrated correctly, whether the data flows properly between them. It helps identify issues that occur when units are integrated. For example, this is a module A, module B, or else unit A, unit B. The 2 modules are combined means integration testing. For example, module A login page Module B, home page. If you enter the correct email ID, correct password, if you give the login button, if you navigate the next module, login page. This is the integration testing. These are all two modules. Who performs the integration testing? Mostly testers test the integration testing. Sometimes developers using in the agile development, we use in the developers. Next, types of integration testing. There are two types of testings: big bang integration testing, incremental integration testing. The incremental integration testing divided by three types: top-down testing, bottom-up testing, sandwich testing, or hybrid testings. First, we see the big bang integration testing. All modules are integrated at once. Look at this picture. This is a big bang testings. Then tested together, simple but difficult to debug, used in a small system. We are using in the startup company, means this technique is used in big bang integration testing. For example, the system is module 1, module 2. We say the unit or module. Unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, unit 6. These are all combination of the integration testing. This is a small level startup company we use in the big bang integration testing. The second one is incremental integration testing. Next, one by one. See one by one. System testing. Sorry. Incremental integration testing. Top-down testing. Start testing from top level model to end level. Main control model. Use the stub for lower level models. For example, look at this picture. This is a top-down approaches. A module or A unit, A module, B module, C module. We created three modules, but we cannot create the D module. We use in the if we create the D module, we cannot create. That's why we use in the dummy model. The dummy model is a stub. Top-down approach we used in the stub. This is a top-down approaches. If we use in the bottom-up approach, start from lower level modules, use drivers from higher level modules. If for example we ready to D module and C module, we have to ready, but A module, B module haven't yet ready. That's why we use in the dummy module of, dummy means driver. We use in the bottom approach, we use in the driver. Dummy model equal driver. We use in the top-down approaches, dummy model used in the stub. We use in the dummy model of A and B. We integrated testing used in, this is the bottom-up testing. Next we are going to sandwich testing or hybrid. Combination of top-down and bottom-up testing, useful in the large project. For example, Amazon website, Flipkart, these are all testings used in sandwich testing. Next, we are going to see about system testing. What is meant by system testing? Already we see the entire testing used in the system testing. System testing is the high level testing phase where the entire integrated system is tested as whole to ensure it meets the specified requirements. Full end-to-end testing of the softwares, verifying both functional and non-functional requirements. Testing the software's behaviors in real world conditions. Next, next is upcoming slides. We see the functional and non-functional testings. Next, we are going to see about acceptance testing. Acceptance testing is also final stage testing. Also known as a user acceptance testing is the final test before releasing the software to the end users. In this phase, the customers or end users verify if the customers meets their needs and expectations, validating the software against business requirements, ensuring the software meets customer expectation, getting final approval from the customers. This is a before release the users, we test the acceptance testings. Next we are going to see about manual testing. There are two types of testing, manual testing and automation testing. First we are going to see about the manual testing. Manual testing is the software testing process in which a case are executed manually without using any automated tools. All test cases executed by testers manually according to the end user's perspective. It ensures whether the application is working as mentioned in the requirement documents or not. This is a manual testing. For example, the testing a new login features on a website. This is a websites, login page websites. Open the website in a browser, click on the login button, enter the valid username and password, click the submit button, verify that the user is logged in successfully and redirected to the dashboard page, verify that the username is displayed on the top right corner of the page, log out and repeat the process with an invalid username and password, verify that an error message is displayed. Next, manual testers write the test cases. Depends upon the companies. We using the Excel format. Depends upon the company. The test case template. For example, project name, priority, description, test objective. The test case author who write the test cases. Test case reviewer, test leader. The test case version. What are the versions we used? Already we used in the 4th version, means upcoming 5th, if you check it means clarity. Then test execution date. When did you execute the test cases? That's why we use in the date. Next, the split up. This is the main part. The test case ID. Test case ID is unique ID. Next, test steps. What are the steps we use in the describe this page? Input data. What are the input means? Username, password, login. This is the input data. Expected result. If you give the input correctly, we expect the output result is correctly means yes. We give the yes or otherwise no. The actual result. Expected result or actual result is same means the test environment. Next, we see the text environment. Next, text execution status. Execution status means pass. Expected result and the actual result both are same means these conditions are pass. Next, bug severity, bug priority. Which test case we give the priority and severity. This is this column. Next, notes. Next, how to write the tester write the test case of login page. For example, ID, test cases, precondition, test steps, test data, expected output. Depends upon the companies means they ready to give the Excel template. The tester write the test cases in Excel. ID, login 001. This is a unique ID. First test case, verification of login pages with valid username and password. Precondition, username and password needs to match for login. This test step, type correct username or email address, type correct password, press on the login button. The test data, valid username, valid password, button click. Three conditions are correctly means login is successfully. Otherwise, the login to 002, verification of login pages with valid username and invalid password. Username and password needed to match for the login. The same preconditions. That type correct username or email address, type correct password, press on the login button. The valid username, invalid password, button clicked. This is the error message because we entered the invalid number. The password is you enter for the username Jacobs in incorrect, lost your password. They give the results. The login 003. The verification, same these conditions we write the test cases. If you write the username and password, there are more possible of test cases, means 2 power 2. 2 power 2 equal to 4. 4 conditions are mainly used in this login page. Next, we are going to see about the automation testing. Software tools are executed pre-scripted. Software tools are executed pre-scripted tests comparing expected result to actual outcomes, reporting defects and repeating tests with the minimal human interventions. For example, test case. We take the login page. Test script. We write the test scripts. Selenium's Appium. Selenium's open source tools. Appium also open source tools. Selenium's for web application. Appium for mobile applications. Test data. Username, password, account numbers. These are all test data. Application under test. Online banking systems. Test automation frameworks. We use in TestNG, PyText for the next row. TestNG used for Java, PyTest for Python. The test scripts, if you all the right cases, if you write the TestNG using some of the coding, the conditions will be pass or fail. The result is show the screenshots. What are the automation testing in commonly used in our real world? E-commerce website, online payment systems, mobile apps, web application program interface, games. These are all we used in automation testing. Next, functional testing. Functional testing is verifying that the software application works according to the functional requirements. It checks what the system does. It checks what the system does. Its features, workflow and behaviors. It checks what the system does. It features, workflow and behavior. In our online banking systems, here are some common features in an online banking system. These are all functional testing. Functional testing means login, banking system, login, logout, account summary, transaction processing, payment scheduling, statement management, password management, security features, account management, transaction search, customer support, mobile banking, alert and notifications. These are all functional testing, and also we say the logging is one of the model. This is one of the model. This is one of the models. Total all the models combined with the banking systems. Next, we are going to see about non-functional testing. Non-functional testing is testing evaluates the quality of the attributes of the systems. Quality of the attributes of the systems such as performance, speed, scalability, usability, reliability, security and compatibility. Before see the software testing in our subject, we see the real-time example. We use in a car. Why do we use car? Car using in the traveling purpose from one place to another place. The Audi car also the traveling purpose, and Ambassador also we use in the traveling purpose. Why do we choose most of people's high level category of the cars? Because of flexibility, compatibility, security. That's why we use in the high level cars. Same like this, the software testing also in our search engine. These are all search engines and these are all browsers. For example, we assume this is a Internet Explorer and Google's. Assume which one most of users used in mobile. Most of mobile is used in Google Chrome because of it is flexible compared than Internet Explorer. For example, online banking systems. Continuing with online banking system, how long does it take to load the login page? Performance testing. This is a performance testing. Is the website user friendly and easy to navigate? This is a usability testing. Are your transactions secure and protected from cyber threats? This is a security testing. These are all non-functional testing. Functional testing defines what the software does. The non-functional testing is quality of the attributes of the systems. Next, we are going to see about what are the difference between this functional testing and the non-functional testings. First one is verify how an application works and what it does. Verify how an application behaves. It can be performed manually in functional testing. In non-functional testing, these assessments and measurement of non-functional requirements often necessitate the utilization of specific testing tools and frameworks. In functional testing, it improves applications behaviors. In non-functional testing, it improves application performance. In functional testing, it involves evaluating the capabilities of the software. In non-functional testing, it assesses the quality of the software's components. In functional testing, it examines what product does. In non-functional testing, it examines how a product performs. In functional testing, it is based on customer needs. In non-functional testing, it is based on customer expectations. Type of functional testing: unit testing, smoke testing, user acceptance testing, integration testing, regression testing, localization testing, globalization testing, interoperability testing. Types of non-functional testing: performance testing, volume testing, scalability testing, usability testing, load testing, stress testing, compliance testing, portability testing, disaster recovery testings. Next, we are going to see about black box testing. Black box testing is a software testing method where testers evaluate the functionality of an application without knowing its internal code structure. The focus on input and output to ensure the software behavior as expected based on its specification. For example, look at login page means if in black box testing we don't need the internal coding. How it working conditions. If you username, if you enter the username and password, login button, it navigate the next page. It is a test case condition is passed. This is a black box testing. Black box testing nothing. Don't know internal coding knowledge. Next, we are going to see about black box testing techniques. First one is equivalence partitioning, second one is boundary value analysis, third one is decision table testing, the fourth one is state transition testing, use case testing. The first one is we see the equivalence partitioning. Equivalence partitioning is a software testing technique that divided input data into partitions based on equivalence behavior, allowing testers to test each partitioning at least once, reduce the number of test cases while covering all possible scenarios. For example, look at this picture. This is a equivalence partitioning. We have to divide 3 parts. Then why do we use equivalence partitioning? Because instead of the testing 100 inputs, we can test just 3 to 5 inputs, still cover everything. It reduces the test cases and increase the coverage. That's why we use in the equivalence partition. Look at this picture. User registration for any government exams. We age limited accept value 18 to 56. Equivalence partitioning invalid, valid, invalid. The three partitioning. The partitioning 1, partitioning 2, partitioning 3. The 0 to 17 is a minor. This is a invalid. The partitioning 2, 18 to 56 adult. This is a valid. The partitioning 3, above 56. The senior citizen. This is a invalid. If you write the below 17 means this is a invalid. If you enter the above 56 means this is a invalid. In 18 to 56, if you give the, then we get the next process, further process. If you give the test cases, we reduce the test cases and increase the coverage. That's why we using the equivalence partitioning. Next we are going to see about the boundary value analysis. Boundary values analysis is a black box testing techniques that involve testing the boundaries of input parameters. Boundaries of input parameters in a software application. For example, boundary values. This is a boundary values analysis. Invalid, invalid, valid. For example, if you give the invalid means boundary value analysis minimum minus 1, invalid maximum plus 1. This is a settings. The valid means minimum plus minimum minus max max. This is a valid. If you give the boundary values analysis. Minimum boundary values is 18. The maximum boundary values is 56. The valid input 18, 19, 55, 56. 18, 19, 55, 56. This is a valid input. The invalid inputs is 17, 57. Test case, we write the test case 1, enter the value 17. 18 minus 1, invalid. The test case 2, enter the value 18, valid. The test case is 3, enter the value 19, 18 plus 1, valid. The test case is 4, enter the value 55, 56 minus 1 equal valid. Because we give the minus max, maximum minus 1, maximum minus 1, that's why we valid. This test case 5, enter the value 56 equal valid. The test case 6, enter the value 56, 56 plus 1 invalid. This is how we using in the boundary value analysis. Next we are going to see about decision table based testing. Decision table based testing is a software testing technique that use a table to visualize and complex business rules or logics. Use a table to visualize and test complex business rules and logic. For example, look at this picture. This is a decision table based testing for conditions, actions, steps, entries. The conditions given the inputs, the actions are outputs. Identifies the inputs, conditions and the expected outputs, actions. Create a table with all possible combinations of input and expected outputs. Test each combination to each, ensure software behaves correctly. For example, this table is for login page. Email, password, condition 1, condition 2. These are all inputs. Expected result is actions. For example, if you enter the email number, enter the correct password. If you give the conditions, the action will be upon page, next page. This is valid. The second test case, enter the correct email ID and enter the invalid password. Enter the wrongly password. If you give the conditions, the action will be incorrect passwords. The next test cases means enter the email, enter the invalid email ID and enter the correct password. These actions also incorrect email. The fourth condition means both are invalid username password. Enter the wrong password and mail ID. If you give the means wrongly. For example, look another example. The conditions. This is the state transition table. Next, we are going to see about the state transition testing. The state transition testing is a software testing technique that evaluates the system behaviors as it moves from one state to another state. It identifies specific state and transition, test each transition to ensure correct state changes, verify the system behaves correctly in each state. This technique ensures that the software correctly handles state changes and transitions, reducing error and inconsistencies. For example, look at this picture. This is a ATM pin. For example, if you insert the ATM card, if you first try, if you try the enter the pin number correctly, means the access granted. Otherwise, if you enter the incorrect the pin number, means second attempt. If second attempt, if you try correct the enter number, the access will be granted. In case if you enter the second time, you incorrect the enter the number, the third attempt will try enter the incorrect pin number, access will be blocked because of in unauthorized user. This is security purpose we use in the state transition testing. In our mobile banking system, we used in the state transition testings. Thank you.